For step 1, sewing the inside leg seams, I've threaded my machine using the same matching color in the top and bottom, turned on my machine, and now I'm going to fold the two side edges of the boxers on one leg, good to good, and I'm going to put a pin close to the bottom and a second pin closer to the top. It's a small seam, so 2 pins should do. So I definitely want the bottom 2 corners to meet, but I'm not as worried if the 2 top corners don't meet. I'm going to line it up on the 15, and when I put the foot down, I'm going to make sure that I have at least 1 centimeter of fabric underneath the foot. Put the needle down and check your settings that your stitch width is at 0, your stitch length is at 2.5, and you're on stitch A1. So a few stitches, reverse back a few stitches, but not off the edge of the fabric. And then allow the machine to pull the fabric, stopping and removing pins when you get to them, and your hands to guide it. So don't go too fast, you want to maintain good control, and keep your fabric against the 15. When you get to the end, reverse back a few stitches, and then sew to the edge, but don't sew off the edge of the fabric. You never want the threads to sew without fabric, because then they'll get tangled inside the machine. Now when you go to pull your threads, if you feel any resistance, just wiggle your wheel, it'll disengage your threads. Pull them and cut them short to the fabric, but long to the machine. Never cut your threads short, or your machine will unthread. And get in the habit of right away cutting the original threads. So those 2 threads where you reversed at the beginning. And now you're ready to press. You'll use a sleeve board or mini ironing board to press the inside leg seam open. So slide it inside, having it inside out, open it with your fingers, and using the steamer, press that seam open and flat, and then flip it right side out and press it on the good side. Pressing is as important as sewing, and it flattens every seam after you sew it and makes it look professional.